call this meeting in order. This is a regular monthly meeting of the Jeff Davis County Board of Commissioners. Steve, if you would give invocation, please.
Lord, we do thank you for this day. We thank you for this opportunity we have to come together this time to discuss business for our county and our community. We ask, Lord, that you might just lead, guide, direct us in a way that would always be pleasing to you, that would better our communities and our county. Just take charge of it, have your will and your way in it. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Lord, if you lead us, pledge allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First thing we got on the agenda is approval of minutes of August 18th, the 29th, and September the 9th meeting. I need a motion. Wayne made the motion, Steve second, all vote. Second, agenda approval of financial done.
All right, you have in your packet the revenue expenditure comparison. As of August, we've expended 16% of the budget, and we're right on line with where we should be at 16.67. Of course, the revenues are down because our majority of our revenues will come in until the taxes come in November, December, and that's what we'll catch up there. The general fund balance, we completely closed out the southeastern account. Now we're down to just one account. It's $880,000 running through in the heritage account, and you see all the remaining miscellaneous accounts that we have available to us. And that's with the outside checks taken out of there. So we were in fairly good shape. We're starting to have some of the tax money starting to come in, and we should have the insurance premium money coming in October. So if things hold the way I'm hoping, we should be all right until the taxes start flowing in at the end of the year. So I haven't borrowed anything.
Yeah, we met the other day, the LB hadn't come in, but now it's come in different places here.
That's correct. The only money did come in, it is, that is that toward what it came. It came in before we opened it, on September the 10th, that we opened the bids for it.
I'm sorry, I'm speaking out now. Is that where you got DAT?
Drug awareness and training, the education fund, it's a separate fund. It's an allocation of money that comes in from court fines and fees. It's allocated towards drug awareness programs. It's a program the sheriff administers to help educate school children, any type of drug awareness programs to help alleviate drug use in the county.
CDBG, it says we close that account.
Yes.
Okay, but I know that we didn't get approved, but they said that if somebody turned it down or whatever, then they'd go back. But we didn't.
That's how we got it last.
This was just the this was the
Turned
residue.
it down. Yeah.
This was the residue from the one a couple of years ago. We closed it out. But that fund and account is so that when we use it, we did get another CDBG in the future. We hope it happens.
Well, I raised it, the reason we got this last one, because Pike County turned it down, and they thinking that a couple of them may turn it down now.
That's possible.
That'd be a motion to approve the financial. All vote. Next time we go on the agenda is the update for the library report. Kyle, Jones, I hope I got that right.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity to tell you what we're doing at the library. And to formally introduce myself, I took the job in April 1st, although I've been here since 2006 as a youth services person. But I believe this is the first time I've met most of you, except for Ms. Londo and Mr. Duck. So thank you very much for having me today. Y'all have your handouts. I just wanted to give you an update so you know how we've been spending the county's money. We just finished summer reading. We had a very good summer. This summer the theme was science-based. This boom read was a children's theme, sparked reaction with the teens. And the whole idea was just to get them excited about science and maybe think outside the box, because science isn't just about physics and chemistry, it's also about problem solving. And stories are a great way to do that. So one of the things we focused on, we had 165 children and teens sign up for the program. They read over 2,000 books, which is a very impressive number. We had 550 children, teens, and their parents, or caregivers attend special programs. We had 17 volunteers who worked 248 hours this summer. So we have an incredible group of young people in this community, and I hope you're proud of what they did this summer. We have recently reorganized the state paid positions. Now we have 4 positions that are funded solely by the state. They're master's degree required positions. And before, they each had an area of regional responsibility that they handled. And we had a director, a youth services person, a technical services person, and an extension services. And the extension services person is the one who oversaw the branches. What we did to make sure that you guys were getting your fair share of that position is each county now has their own person. And that person spends at least 2 days a week in that county overseeing the management of your library, in addition to their regional responsibilities. And your person, you got the best end of the deal, I believe, because you got the youth services person, my old job. And Joan Manson stepped into that position July 1, and she's been doing a very good job. So I hope you're happy with how that has been working out. We have 16 working computer stations in the spring. That number was only 8 because we had some issues with internet connectivity. The Board of Education was kind enough to loan us Keith Osborne to help us get all of those workstations fully operational. We also increased our internet speed. We went from 20 Mbps to 50 effective in August. And we hope to double that again next year, which is very fast. It's really quite good for this area. Trying to think, the other thing, we are grateful for the county's help, as you know, to pay our insurance, and we recently needed to file a claim. We had a leak in our kitchen and the meeting room. We are currently in the process of getting it retiled, but thank you very much to Mr. Eve and his staff for his help in navigating insurance territory. We received an increase in funding from the Board of Education, and due to that increase, we were able to add 2 hours a week to our operating hours. We went from 26 to 28. We're still not quite up to 30, but we are hopeful that as we go along, we'll find ways to be more efficient and get up to 30 hours a week. I think that's it for me. Do you guys have any questions or concerns you'd like to share? Or just talk about how awesome the library is? I'm all for that. Thank you.
Well, getting the hours up is a great advantage. Because especially if you got computers going with that kind of speed, you'll have people on them all the time.
Absolutely. And that's what we want to see.
The water damage, was it done by wind or was it?
There was a leak in our HVAC system. And somehow it affected the refrigerator unit as well. So at first we thought the refrigerator was busted, and it was much more involved than that. But we fixed the issue that caused the leak. Now we're just trying to get the damaged tiles redone.
How much money would you need if, to open 30 hours?
I think we've worked it out roughly to about $2,500 a year, would equal 1 additional working hour each week.
Without talking here, he's with the city, so you can.
Oh, there you go. That's what I need to talk to her. Always good to know that.
No more questions? We certainly appreciate you coming.
Well, thank you so much for giving me the time. I appreciate it.
Thank you, ma'am. Next on the agenda is Charles Watson. Charles?
I talked to some of y'all before about the issues with our tankers that we've been looking at, the military tankers that we've been able to get trucks, big trucks. We talked about putting tanks on these trucks. I did give y'all a price about $35,500 to put a tank on there, a tank and a pump. What I want to do is make another proposal to you. I talked with Mark Milliron, which is over the RD program with the Georgia Forestry Commission, which is, I serve on that committee, and I talked to him last week. He told me that they would build the new tanks for us and utilize the pumps that we have on the tanks now, the pumps and some of the plumbing, not all of it, to put the bigger tanks on these trucks at about $12,500. It may be a little more, maybe a little less, because this is something new. They've not done this before. They really, these tanks, we own all the trucks, the county owns all the trucks I've got, and we own one tank that was built by the forestry. The rest of them we have them, but whenever we have a junk clause, whenever we got to get rid of them, they got to go back to the Forestry Commission. They're not ours to do what we want to. We have to give them back to them. But what he has done is give me permission that they will take the old pumps that we have and most of the plumbing and put it on the new tank. So we'll have the bigger tanks. We'll have 2,500 or 3,000 gallons. They're not sure yet. They want to get the trucks and look at them. We know we put a 2,500 gallon on there. You could put a 4,000 gallon tank on these trucks, but you're going to have to stretch the frame. But these frames are so durable and heavy that it would be not cost effective for us to stretch these frames out. Because I mean, it take a lot of money because the military, these things have double rails in them. Just will not be, and they're also hub bolted. They're not bolted, they're hub bolted. And that's the difference in a truck. Hub bolts is basically, the military uses that in airplanes and things. So it's not like a screwed on bolt. So it's a lot more to take these things apart and put them back together. So they're wanting to take and look at the trucks. And it will be the same issue we have now with the tanks. When we got rid of the tanks, we'd have to give them back. Now, there is one catch here that we could look at. He did tell me that we could go to DOAS and we make the tanks that we have now, both of them that we would take out of service is 1,250 gallons. We make it buy one of those tanks, or for I don't know what. He said we'd have to ask him. But I know the road department's been looking, to maybe have a water tanker that they could use down the road, and this might be an option. I have a truck that I'm gonna take out of service. Matter of fact, we're gonna have 2 trucks that we're gonna take out of service if we do these tankers. And we may, for a small amount of money, could put one of these tanks on one of these chassis, and the water department, the road department could use it for roads or whatever they wanted to. We just have to put a pump on. That's another option that we could do with the old tank. But we need to decide what we're gonna do with these trucks because our time is running out. I've already took one old tank off. If you're right by the station, we've already put one tank on there. And that tank is about like putting a butterfly on the back of an alligator. I mean, it doesn't know what's back there because it's not 1,000 gallons of water. So those trucks can hold a lot more than that.
Are there any way, I understand about not trying to extend the frame, but is there any way that they could build the tank taller?
Yeah, but
where we could get a 4,000 gallon tank? You said it's gonna be 3,000, right?
3,000, 25, they know 2,500 and probably 3,000, but
That's gonna be the max.
if you build 4,000, you're gonna get up even with the chassis, the top of the chassis or the calf or the leather, and you wanna do that, you're gonna get it out of it. It's gonna get, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I'd be,
1,000 and that 3,000, that'd make a lot of difference.
yeah, 3,000 gallons would be great. If we can get 3,000 on these trucks, it'll be wonderful.
But how many trucks are there? And so we got to build, I think, 3 fire stations that has no protection.
And you gotta have trucks for them to do it.
So,
Yep.
what do you do first? Build the firehouse stations first, and then,
On these trucks, they got to be used.
Right.
Time's running out.
How much
And we
time
don't
we
do
got?
it.
That's October 15th.
When?
October 15th.
Right around the corner. Do we have a commitment from them to that? You said 12,500 for the,
Around 12,000. He said that he wouldn't know until I delivered the truck up there, but that's kind of what he's telling me. I don't think it's gonna go 20,000. I mean, it's not. It's gonna be, it may be less than 12,500. But also, they got to see how much of the existing plumbing we have on the trucks they can utilize on the new tanks. Because the tanks, these tanks, if we got these tanks, and Steve knows, they're like generation 3, and we're at generation 5 on the tanks now that they're building. So there's some difference in the modification of it. So they may have to use a portion of the plumbing, but not all the plumbing can be used from one truck to another because of the age difference. These tanks that we're taking out of service was bought back in the 90s.
Is that the date, the trucks that's being taken out of service or the new trucks to get the tanks?
You talking about the 90s?
Yeah, the
Tanks.
age.
The
For
tanks that we-
October, what is?
No, the trucks are October.
She's asking, is it the new
Is
one
it
we
the
just
two?
got?
Yeah.
The two that are sitting out there in my station have been painted. We got to October the 15th to have them in service. And I've got one over here in the paint shop right now. And once we get it painted, it'll hook up to the big trailer that we just got back that we had it worked on and had it ready. So that 5,000 gallon tanker will be in service as soon as I get that truck painted and get hooked up to the tank.
So it's just one truck you're talking about?
We're gonna have three. One's gonna pull a big tanker and two's gonna have 25 or 3,000 gallon tanks on the back of it. And again, they're not, when you look at ISO, you will not get any points for these trucks. You get points, the 3,000 gallon tanker we bought last year before last, we get points from ISO. When we got graded the other day, we got points from them. That truck got points because it is NFPA compliant. These trucks are not NFPA compliant by the pump, or ISO compliant by the pump because they don't have a 750 gallon per minute pump or greater. So you get no points for the truck, but you get the points for that truck in the water shuttle process. When you're being graded in the water shuttle process, they have the 250 gallons per minute, 2 hours uninterrupted to get that better grade. So you get credit for those down the road when you do the water shuttle, but you got to get all your tankers in place before you do the water shuttle process. But to answer the question about the stations, is every station that we build is going to have a fire engine in it. A tanker is just extra, and that's what we're doing is tankers is extra. But a fire engine is going to have to be in every one of these stations. Whether you buy new ones or used ones, it doesn't matter. You can buy used ones, but you have to have a fire engine with at least a 750 gallon per minute pump or greater at each one of these stations. Or if you don't get any points. It's no good to you. That station is side of play, not even a playing field.
But if you got the engine there, you don't have the water, you still ain't got it.
Right.
That's why the tankers.
And the whole process of doing this is because you got these trucks for $100. You got a 70,000 GVW truck for $100. And people's grabbing these up all over the place and making tankers out of it. Because it's a win-win situation. You go from having no water in the community to having 3,000 gallons in the community.
But you're saying now that you think we can do these tanks for less than 12,000?
Around 12,000. I think that's pretty much 12,000. Each.
Others was what, 20, 30?
35,000 for one. That's a new tank and new pump, that's everything. But now, the pumps that are on these trucks now are not near as capable as the pumps that, we're going from a small, Bruce and Stratton pump to a diesel Yamaha engine on the pump. So you're looking at a $16,000, $17,000 pump on this truck I was telling you, 35.5. So if you're looking at tank pump, I mean, it was a lot more. But for right now, we can take what we have and put it on the new tanks and make it work. It's fine. All we want to do with these tankers is transport water.
You'll use them as a reservoir, so to speak.
Right.
Keep
Yes,
water, feed the other truck.
All we're doing is feed the engines. The engines does the work. The tankers bring the water in. And then also, we utilize them too, like the brush fires. We have them out there. We can run, these trucks that we got, these big trucks are amazing. When you take these things, you go anywhere.
We want to get these trucks to the guy so he can look at
As soon as y'all give me the okay. The good thing about it is if I have him at the Forestry Commission, as long as we're in line to get a tank, they probably will we'll be okay with the trucks because we're gonna put a tank on it and they're building the tank. But we gotta have some type of commitment that we're gonna do that. And I don't have, if you wanted to, I'd take both of them right now. But one of them is what I need. I've got a tank on one that we can hold off, and then next year, I can come back and we can spend another $12,000 or $13,000 and put the tank on it. That's fine. I just need one right now.
If we do one now, we won't have to worry about the other truck, right?
We have about a year left.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
And bid that you have one over there now with that smaller tank on it,
We have
Yeah,
money.
it
for
It can.
the capital outlay.
As a matter of fact, they done took pictures of that, and it's done in service. That truck is done in service.
I think if, we can, we do one, we have that capital outlay money that's allocated in the budget. I think we can do one now and then see how we are do the rest of the year. If we have some other potential shortfalls and things that we need to, that we have to look at and consider, that we don't know how that's going to play out yet. But I think if we get to that 12.5, that'd be a good price and commit to one, see how a few things we go from that play out and then revisit it.
25, a lot better than 35.
Definitely.
I would say, you know, you can get all three done for the price
Right.
of buying one,
And we don't, and most likely, we're probably going to cut a check for this thing for, I'd say, 60 to 90 days. So we're probably looking close to the holidays before you even have to cut a check for it, so that puts you in a better.
start probably in December.
I hope so. We're gonna have to get in line. Because they're already building some right now for some other counties. But they're building new tanks and they're actually doing some, front mounts with these trucks. They're experimenting with those because they've never done a front mount on one of these chassis, so it's kind of a different ballgame for them, but they're trying with those right now.
There's not any grant money out there, is
Ma'am,
there? You haven't seen any grant money?
not for this, no ma'am. The biggest grant money we have right now for fire services, AFG, and we've applied, I have a grant in right now for $287,000 from the county fire department, and if we have not got our denial letter, so we're halfway through the grant process and have not been turned down. Doesn't say we're not gonna get a letter tomorrow, but so far, we're still in there. We made it through the peer review, that's a good thing.
Well, if we got a transfer truck for $100 and build on them for
Basically, we have a
12.5,
pumper for about 12, 6%.
yes, less than $13,000.
Yeah.
And you're gonna give that truck to you can't, the two that you're gonna do out of the business, you're gonna give to the road
They
department?
can go to the road department. Now, one of them's 89, and it's, doesn't caught fire all the time, so it's not the greatest shape. And then one's a 94, and it's in pretty bad shape too. It's an old truck, but I mean, they're usable. They can be used, and you know, if the county wants to look at getting one of these tanks that we're gonna get rid of, and we can get DOAS to say, okay, we'll sell it to the county for $1,500. And you can put it on, back on these chassis and find you a pump, then the road department has something that they have their own water truck, and we've talked about that for several years. So,
We need to
We
vote
might
this.
can get it for $100 like y'all got.
well, I hope so. We try. We try.
We need a motion for legal.
Yeah. We need a motion to go ahead and approve him to get the, tank we got based, doesn't see $13,000. Just one,
Just one.
You made a motion. Lane made a motion, Steve second, all that. Thank you, Charles.
Thank you.
Next, come agenda to approve the other elevator contract, Doug.
Yes, this is a maintenance contract that we've had since 1997. It's time for renewal by October the 1st. They've given us two things. They've reduced, not only did they reduce the current contract price by 5%, and they waived the 2015 price adjustment. So the first year cost will go down from $8,500 to $8,100 for the first year. And then after that, there's cost of living increases that go on. This is it's a 5-year contract with the renewals, and we've been having it since 1997. It's just the maintenance that we're required to provide on the elevator.
The one elevator.
Yes, ma'am.
Contract.
It is, but then the repair on one of those, if it goes bad, it's kind of high too, so. So I would need a motion to authorize the